Good night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, this story to me is a very touching story. Not only the circumstances in which it is as well. Um, there's a lot of issues in this story as well. This lady, Wanda Jean Allen, was done for murder. Um, she was executed. Um, I'm gonna pull it up so I can be more accurate. But she was executed, and it's a very sad story, really, as well. So I'm gonna try and cover as much as possible through articles of this lady's life, because there is factors in this too. Because I think one of the factors of it was poverty, education, and her sexual orientation, and it's quite astonishing. Anyway, I'm gonna pull up when the police told her that she killed. And you know what? No, before I even do that, I'm gonna pull up the story first, so at least that you know who she is. Let's make sure you can hear me. Yes, you can. Okay. So Wanda Jean Allen was born on August 17, 1959, and she died in January the 11th, 2001. She was sentenced to death in 1989 for the murder of Gloria Jean Leather, 29, her longtime girlfriend. Allen was the first black woman to be executed in the United States in 1954. She was the sixth woman to be executed since execution resumed in the United States of America in 1977. Her final appeals and the last 3 months of her life was chronicled by film Liz Garbus in the documentary The Execution of Wanda Jean 2002. So they give her background. Wanda Jean was born on August 17, 1959, the second of 8 children. Her mother was an alcoholic. Her father left home after Wanda's last sibling was born, and the family lived in public housing and scraped by on public assistance. At the age of 12, Allen was hit by a truck and knocked unconscious, and at 14 or 15, she was stabbed in the left temple. It was found that Allen's actual abilities was markedly impaired and that the IQ was 69. Found particularly significant was that the left hemisphere of her brain was dysfunctional, impairing her comprehension, her ability to logically express herself, her ability to analyze cause and effect relationships. It was also concluded that Allen were more chronically vulnerable than others to become disorganized by everyday stresses and thus more vulnerable to loss of control under stress. By 17, she had dropped out of school. Of the 5 members of the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board, Tree was appointed by Governor Frank Keating. Keating, who considered giving Allen a stay based on narrow issue of whether the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole had enough information regarding her education. Allen's attorneys had pointed to her score, a 69 on IQ test she took in the 1970s, arguing she was the range of intellectual disability. Prosecutors said Allen testified during the penalty phase of her trial that she had graduated from high school and received a medical assistant certificate from the college. But they said Allen dropped out of school at 16 and never finished coursework in the medical assistant program. Now we're going to get to the death. Like 7 years after the death. Oh, hold on, did I skip? Okay, so I'm skipping. 7 years after the death of Dora Petos, Allen was living with her girlfriend Gloria Jean Leathers. The two met in prison and had a turbulent and violent relationship. On December the 2nd, 1988, Leathers, 29, was shot in front of the village police department in Oklahoma City. 15 minutes before the shooting, the two women were involved in a dispute at a grocery store. A city officer escorted the two women to their house and stood by while Leathers collected her belongings. Leathers and her mother was on their way to file a complaint against Allen. When Leathers exited the car, Allen fired one shot and severely wounded Leathers in the abdomen. Leathers' mother witnessed the shooting. Two police officers and a dispatcher heard the shot fired, but no police department employee witnessed the shooting. The police recovered a .38 caliber handgun they believed was used in the shooting near the woman's home. Leathers died from the injury 3 days on December the 5th, 1988. Leathers was buried at Green Acres Memorial Garden Cemetery, Sperry, in Tulsa County, Oklahoma. So, let me tell you the exact date. Okay, Allen spent 12 years on death row. Her application for clemency was denied. While in prison, she became a born-again Christian. The Reverend Robin Mears, who served as a spiritual advisor to Allen, is quoted as saying, "I always suspected that Wanda's renunciation..." No, the battery's gone on the blink now. It's all going off today, isn't it? Oh, she must have came out of lesbianism. Had more to do with helping to revamp herself in the most palatable way for her clemency and appeal process. She knew perfectly well that her being lesbian was the big strike against her, and that it's an embarrassment in the black community. She was going to play the best hand that she could play at the very end. Allen was executed by lethal injection by the state of Oklahoma on Thursday, January the 11th, at Oklahoma State Penitentiary in McAlester. 24 relatives of the murder victim Gloria Leathers and the manslaughter victim Deidre Pentos traveled there for the execution. Many of them watched the execution from behind the tinted window. While lying on the execution gurney, Allen said, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do." She also stuck her tongue out and smiled at her appeal lawyer, Steve Preston, who had become her friend. He says she was dancing on the mattress while they tried to kill her. She was pronounced dead at 9:21 p.m. and relatives of Leathers expressed the execution gave them closure. She was buried at Trees Hill Cemetery in Oklahoma City. So she killed her childhood friend as well. So she was a lesbian, which, I mean, you can obviously tell by her pictures, etc. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the interview when they get her, because to me, when I was looking at that, it's like she was unaware that the woman had died or whatever, and they was telling her before they charged her that the lady had died, and it's like she couldn't believe it. But then again, obviously they was in some kind of relationship, obviously, so I think that's part of it as well. So let me get that one up and going. I'm gonna cover it in case of YouTube and their drama. So
turn the heat up here in a minute. Just get cold. Yes, no.
Okay, Wanda Jean, we have to do this real formal and everything, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Would you state your full name?
Wanda Jean Allen.
Okay, and we'll read your rights, all right?
Okay.
Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you wish to talk to us now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Wanda, before we get started, I want to tell you that we just received a call from Mercy Hospital, and Gloria's passed away. She died about 20 minutes ago.
Be for real.
I'm for real. Also, I want to let you know at this time, Wanda, that the warrant for shooting with intent to kill, the charge will be amended by the district attorney tomorrow for murder due to Gloria's death. Like some tea? Why don't you just take a couple minutes to compose yourself?
I thought she was irate. When the officer told me that Gloria had just died, I died right then, with her.
So the next one we're gonna hear is when she's asking for clemency, which the lawyer told her to do. He told her how to word it. He told her how, I mean, she looked like she was a very friendly person, considering the circumstances that she was in. Looked like she was trying to turn her life around. Her family, in particular, her mother. Her mother was the most saddest one, I think, of it all, because they moved her from one jail, to where the death was going to happen, and the mother, like somebody get told the mother that this had happened, and the lawyer had to put her at ease and all that. And even he himself, he got attached to her as well. And the difficult part, I think, watching the documentary of this is you see her family, you also see the other side's family as well, and how they feel about it, and they voice their opinion. Her family, because the family side was really, you see all of her family. She had a large family, and her family is very religious, Christian people as well. Also, another point is, even at I think I've got more pictures of her. Let me see. When they're talking, I want to put up the picture of the woman. Oh yes, let me put up the picture of Gloria herself so you can see her. This is Gloria. I can never capture the thing again. But yeah, this is Gloria, who she shot. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that documentary, I feel. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, I forgot myself there. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the documentary on a whole. There's a lot I can say, like the emotions of the family, particularly what's going on regarding the execution. You see the protesters, you see the bed, you see the gurney. They even take the family around the place where it's all going to happen. It's just like, wow, you're just like, even you start feeling it for her, for Wanda in a kind of a way, because she really tries to plead. She really wants to live. She really wants to live, right? Though the crime that she did was so bad, it's like she really wanted to live. And because this thing is doing the madness. Let's see, I can put a picture up. So she really wanted to live, this lady. She was, it's like she, wanted to make peace with the situation. She was dealing with the situation accordingly. Obviously, when you're in that situation, it's a whole nother ball game to when you are out. When you're out, and also what I got from there was the family connection, because when she dies, it's her brother who ends up in embalming her and putting her in the coffin and everything, who fixes her in her coffin, because he's a funeral director. So you see that part, you see the after part of her in the coffin itself. The family, how they treating her when she's in the coffin, because they're obviously forgiving her for her wrongs to which she's done. And I know that a lot of people's not going to really like this subject much, because she also had a bit of mental health in her. This is also why what I noticed about her as well. She had a little bit of something going on there. I mean, they mentioned the disability that she had, So, though her IQ was high, um, there's loads of there's loads of disabilities that can said where your IQ is high, but they didn't take that into consideration. They still saw her as a danger to the community. So in the 90s when she died, um, a life for a life. That's what it was about. And there are numbers of executions where certain circumstances, some of them was in mad circumstances, literally mad circumstances. She being, like I said, the sexual orientation at that time, 90s, that would not be heard of, you don't come out like that, so it's not like how it is now where people are free with their sexuality, sexual orientations. It was a whole nother time. So that was against her. Poverty was against her. Education was against her. She had a lot against her, a lot. And especially when she talks about when she had to look after her brothers and sisters. I think she stole bread or something. She was telling the story of it. But I'm going to play the part where she's giving her clemency speech.
I'm asking for forgiveness and mercy too. I want to live, and I'm very ashamed and very sorry about what I did. I do not believe that I was born a bad seed, but I think
Oh, they blurted it out.
this is my greatest assignment in life. Please let me live. Please let me live.
Join 888 Casino today and play with £88 for free. Enjoy nail-biting.
Maybe 10, 15 minutes. Maybe 10 or 15 minutes. When you
So in this part, the lawyer's trying to get to talk to Wanda, and he was trying to call in. He's trying to call in. They was trying to hold back the time of the execution. He was trying. He really was trying. Honestly, he was trying to hold back the time, and he was trying to get in contact. And there was a bit of problem getting in contact, which I think was maybe there was a bit of that was probably done deliberately for it to go through. But anyway, you'll listen.
we were talking to Reverend Burris and Little, and I was coming in and out of the room. That's, that's when it was being sent right then. All right, hello? Just cut off.
Front desk.
Yeah, I was cut off from Wanda Jean Allen, so she should be calling back.
And just let her through?
Yeah, just go ahead and let her through.
Okay.
All right, thanks. It just worries me to death when she doesn't call back. We've got, 30 more minutes of available time for her to talk. And I know that she's going to call Sam back, but... Hello?
Hi, I have Alessandra Allen on the line.
Alessandra Allen? Okay, I'll hang up.
Okay.
Thanks. Hey, Sam.
Hey, G.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, G says stay by the phone. She's trying to call you.
Okay.
The phones was messed up and they fixing them.
Good.
She's trying to call you and stay by the phone.
I'm right here in my room. Thanks, babe.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye. She's gonna call back. That shit crazy here. Just waiting, knowing she's trying to call. Knowing she's trying to call. She's got 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Fuck. And of course the prison does this on purpose. Because they could give a shit. The number for the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. Oh man, I knew I heard a ringing. Hello?
Hi, I have another woman on the phone. She's a reporter.
No, take her messages and we'll talk to her later, so I'm waiting for Wanda Jean Allen.
Okay.
That's the only call I want right now.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Yes, H unit, please. Mr. Mason, so we were talking to Jean, trying to update her on what it is that's going on, and we were cut off in mid-sentence. You think you can help us out here and restore the time that we got lost? Mr. Mason, thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Mr. Mason.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What'd you find out?
They're working on it right now.
I appreciate it.
A couple of minutes, they should have it fixed.
I appreciate it,
Okay.
sir. Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye now. A couple of minutes, they should have it fixed. God, this is sick shit. Wow, this burns my ass.
They've got the place so blocked off, that's why we need to be going.
We gotta go.
Anyway, I don't know how much I can play of this because even the sound, they even call it a copyright or copy claim or whatever. So he's waiting for the phone call for her, to say that she's okay and all that. Then he finally gets the call and then he talks to her. Anyway, the next minute while you're watching, I think he goes to, to death row where she is to go and be a witness to her death. And afterwards, he's very emotional. He's very emotional at this point when he comes back, him and his wife. He's very emotional because he knows she has a funny side to her. So when they talk about her sticking her tongue out, she did it in jest, I suppose, but to others, it's like she was taking the mickey. So when he explains how she danced on the gurney on the bed before she died, is like he really thinks about it and everything, because she really changed who she was probably from when she went in the first time. So and she was there for a long time. So they obviously got to know her. The lawyer got to know her a little more, got to know the family a little more, you know, probably going through all different types of emotions at this time. To me, the lady had a lot against her. She really had a lot against her. I really would not think she would have got off anyway. She probably would have never had come out anyway. You know, she probably would have lived her whole life there if they didn't take her life in the process. So, you know, it's a bitter moment all the way through the whole thing, because you see her, you know, talking, joking and stuff, you know, but underneath it all, there's a lot going through her mind. She has a lot going through her mind. The deaths, the lives that she took, she paid the price big time. And you know, it's one of those ones anyway. I cannot put into words. I mean, I'm gonna put the link and you can see for yourself how she was when she first came into custody, and it showed, and like you see different phases of her, you know. So but you do notice there is some mental health there. You do actually see it, you know. They asked for her academic records, which is what they said in the reading there. They asked for her academic records, you know, so they can say, you know, she wasn't of sound mind why she did what she did. Yeah, it's a lot really. Let me stop this one. So Wanda, obviously, if you look at her face, you can see she's got all sorts going on in her mind. This lady was not all right by no means in the first place for what she did. You know, she was not righted at all in her mind. And whether she turned over to Christianity or not, but the most I can say is that how she, to the end, I suppose, she was at peace, I will say. She had closure, she wrote letters, she made sure her business was in order with her family. And all that you see in the documentary, you see her, really. You mostly see her. You see her family, but you see her first and foremost. And I think that's the biggest thing that I noticed in this for me, I think. So let me see if I can. So, you know, but I'm gonna show her face again anyway. Let me show her face. So Wanda obviously was executed. She's a black woman, poverty. Like I said, she must have got caught up in a few things along the way. She killed 2 people very brutally, I would say. Yeah, you know, it's quite a sad story. It's a sad ending to her life. You know, I mean, she could have spent her time in prison, but, you know, it wasn't meant to be. True says she's in Oklahoma. Oklahoma is well known for executions of all different ways. I mean, lethal injection is, you know, one of the ways in which they do the death. They explain how it's done. Yeah, it's quite. Quite a deep documentary. Because as soon as you put up her name, you see loads of different ones, loads of different executions. I'm not that morbid to go through them, but there is a lot of executions that happened in Oklahoma. I think other places. I'm not of the US, so I'm just going by what I've seen on the videos, in particularly. So, you know. So with that said, this is Wanda Jean Allen's story. Thank you for listening, and have a good day, good afternoon. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description box, and you can go see for yourself what she was like. Because I can't really describe how she was like that well. I can just go by what I see. So with that said, I'm gonna come off of here. Have a good night and a good afternoon. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.